Can you believe that a single phone call could make a girl take off all her clothes and do incredibly shocking things as instructed over the phone? Well, it just happened. A man claiming to be a police officer called a restaurant manager and told her that there was a thief in her store, describing the thief's appearance. The manager, Kelly, immediately thought of her cashier, Becky, who fit the description provided by the officer. Kelly summoned Becky to the stockroom, and the officer directly ordered Kelly to search Becky's pockets. After rummaging through all of Becky's pockets and finding no stolen money, the officer demanded that Becky strip naked for a full-body search. To prove her innocence, Becky removed her outer clothing as requested by the officer. Still, no stolen money was found. However, the officer's behavior became increasingly outrageous. He claimed that female thieves often hide dirty money in their underwear and told Becky to take off her last piece of intimate clothing. Becky smiled faintly at this, thinking it was no big deal since Kelly, who was in front of her, was also a woman. At the officer's urging, Becky removed all her clothing. The officer then instructed Kelly to take Becky's clothes to the car to protect the evidence, leaving Becky with only an apron provided by a colleague to cover herself. But the story doesn't end there. The officer made an even more unreasonable request, telling Kelly to leave and find a man to supervise Becky. Left with no choice, Kelly brought in her husband John, believing he would never do anything unethical. The officer then commanded John to rip off Becky's apron. But John, a man of principle, refused to follow the officer's instructions. However, the officer threatened to arrest John for refusing to cooperate, forcing him to tell Becky to remove her only remaining piece of clothing. Becky, afraid to resist, complied. The fake officer on the phone became even more brazen, asking John to describe Becky's physical characteristics, and even instructing Becky to lie across John's lap while he spanked her, warning her not to touch things that didn't belong to her. Becky had no choice but to endure the humiliation in silence. As the officer's demands became increasingly outrageous, John found himself unable to comply. He handed the phone to Kelly and left. The fake officer persisted, telling Kelly to find another man to supervise Becky. Soon, an older employee entered the stockroom, and the officer ordered him to strip Becky of her clothes. But the old man firmly refused, questioning Kelly about whether she had verified the caller's identity as a real police officer. His words were a wake-up call for Kelly, who immediately called the police. When the real police arrived, everyone asked Becky why she didn't question a police officer who provided no proof of identity, and why she so readily stripped naked. Becky herself was unsure. She only felt that if she wanted to prove her innocence, she had to take off her clothes. After an investigation, the police arrested the fake officer. This movie, titled Compliance, teaches us not to blindly trust law enforcement officials over the phone. If they make outrageous demands, we should promptly visit the nearest police station to verify their identity. I highly recommend watching the original film.